It's been nice. It's been great. We couldn't have asked for a better way to close the curtains of Fix24. In fact, when people ask me where I'm from, whether I'm on a stage or off a stage, I get to boast that I am from Jamaica, the land of the black, the gold, and the green, the land of wood and water, the land of the fastest man and woman alive, the land of ital stew, jerk chicken, and a nice cold red stripe beer. I get to boast that although my country is just a mere 4,000 square miles, just a dot, a rock on this place we call this globe, that Jamaica is known for its dancehall influence, its roots, its rock, and its reggae. And there is one particular legend, one musical icon who we can really give God thanks for, because he used his music, his voice, his platform, his ideologies to inspire generations of people, not just in Jamaica, but in the Caribbean and in the world. And this year, in fact, just 3 days ago, we launched the Bob Marley One Love biopic. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And it premiered in Kingston, Jamaica, and it is us celebrating the life, the legend that is the man, and how he used peace and unity to be the message that he always carried. And with him comes a great legacy. And what a way to close Fix24 by speaking to one of those other legacy makers that is a part of the bloodline. But if you haven't already seen it, how about we take a look?
Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever have, redemption songs.
When you write that?
All my life.
That's a hit.
Reggae is the people music.
You know you're a superstar.
I am a superstar. You can't separate the music and the message. You see, reggae music come to unify the people.
Not everyone likes what you're saying. For your own safety, you need to stop.
On December 3rd, 1976, would-be assassins invaded Bob Marley's home and attempted to take the life of the singer, his wife, and...
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that thing. That every little thing gonna be alright. You like that one?
Yeah.
There's a war going on. Oh, I can't bring peace. I can't even get peace for myself.
Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds, which by my doorstep.
Sometimes the messenger has to become the message.
Bob, I know it's dangerous, but you're the only one who can unite the people.
You ready, Bob?
No guns can stop this message. I want the world to change. And that time is now.
This is my message to you.
Goose bumps. Not true. Ladies and gentlemen, as we close the curtains down on Fix24, it is my honor, it is my pleasure, it is my privilege to sit and converse with Rohan Marley, athlete, entrepreneur, founder. We're going to have the discussion. Kindly put your hands together for a legacy maker himself, Rohan Marley. Thank you so very much for being here.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a
pardon me, sorry. I know that when I see what everyone else see, of course, it is emotional. Just give me a second. Because those things are real things, you know, real life. So, yes.
Thank you, and we appreciate the vulnerability. For us, he is an icon. For you, he is dad.
Father.
He's father.
See, and teacher.
And teacher.
And friend and everything else. Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
I have a confession for you. I was contacted a couple days, well, actually weeks ago, and I was given the opportunity, I was contacted to host the premiere of the One Love movie, and I said, you know, thank you so very much, but I had already said I was coming to Barbados for Fix24, and so 3 days ago, it launches in Kingston, Jamaica. I see Prince Harry, I see Meghan Markle, I see a bag of people on the red carpet, and so I'm now getting messages, right, Rohan, saying, so Terri-Karelle, how you not here? And I'm like, everything cool, you know. Because when I go back home to Jamaica, I will see the movie when it come out February 14, but it's not every day I get to sit down with Rohan Marley at Fix24. But let us talk to you, because there are many people who may not know, for example, even your journey, the fact that, yes, sure, your last name is Marley, but you have your own identity, your own dream, your own idea of being a businessman and a founder. But before that, you used to play football. I know Dad always played football or soccer in some territories. Talk to me about becoming an athlete and what you learned from being an athlete.
You know, growing up, I grew up in a place called Spanish Town when I was young, before I came to America. So as always, I used to love to play football in the street with my friends and thing. And, you know, obviously in Hope Road, we played a lot of football. But I got expelled from school when I was, right after my father passed away, I got expelled because I went to a private school, and that private school, you got to wear a uniform and thing. But everybody there, they have drivers and thing. I take the bus from Spanish Town, you know. But I played too much. So sometimes my uniform, the pocket kind of rip, and then I got to stitch it up before school. So one side is brown, then you have the white thread. So my pocket kind of look weird. So they never too, the people them wasn't too into like my way of upbringing in regards to what it is to be in a private school. So they never too dig me. So I never dig them either. So I'd rather skip school and hang out in Halfway Tree and go skate land and waste my bus fare buying patty and type of things, and then beg money. I used to have to beg bus fare to go back to Spanish Town. So one day my mother decided that, she said to me, you know, what you learned in school today? And I'm in the 6th grade at the time. She said, what you learned in school? I said, I learned my ABC. She said, what do you mean your ABC? I said, yeah, I learned my ABC. She said, I'm tired of you. I'm taking you to school today. So she took me to school, and the teachers told her they haven't seen me in 6 months. And that they're not able to allow me back in school, but they're going to expel me. So when they said that, my mother didn't really know what that meant. They told her he cannot come back to school, so she started crying. But the principal, at the time I was going to school with all my brothers and sisters, they went and called Stephen, my brother. He comes into the office, he saw me crying. The first thing is like, Wamtia, you know, it's like, oh, he didn't care who was there. He's like, Wamtia, what's the problem? I said, no, Stephen, we want you to call your mother to find out if Rohan's grandmother will take him in Miami. So they called Mama Rita. Mama Rita said, they told her, she said, what? She says, no, Mrs. Marley, we just want to know will his grandmother take him in Miami. And she answered, yes, that's what his father would want. And she then said, send him to me. And I went to see Mama Rita. She talked to me, give me some discipline talk and thing. Because, you know, my mother, she just dropped me off and leave.
I said, bye.
Yeah, Mama Rita, I can deal with you. So then anyway, I came to America, 1984. I was going to a school, and at the time, the Dolphins were very popular. So I learned to play the game of football. I realized that I could get a scholarship to the University of Miami. I play soccer, but they wasn't giving scholarships. So I learned the game. I got a scholarship to UM, and that's how I got to play football.
What was that transitional period like? Because, you know, you come, and by the way, I grew up in Portmore, St. Catherine, so you talking about Skateland, I used to have to take the bus through halfway tree and then take my bus to get to Portmore. So you talking about Skateland is where I used to hang out as well. But talk to us about that transition. Was it easy? Was it hard? Acclimatizing?
Well, it was very hard. But why was it hard? I kept on telling my friends I was going to America. And I never left. So this one time when I did leave, I remember I was sitting in the car with my Uncle Richie. And I came there because of my dad's two brothers. They were supposed to discipline me and put me in line. I was sitting in the car with Uncle Richie. Ziggy and Steven, Ziggy went inside the store. So Uncle Richie kind of like gave me a little jab, you know. So I looked at him and said, hey man, why don't you F off and leave me alone? He said, what? Get mad, you know. So Ziggy comes to him and tells him, he said, hey, Richie, just take your time with him, man. Just give him a chance, you know? He says, yes. So the day when everyone's leaving, my sister Sidella, she says to me, you sure you want to stay in Miami? I said, yeah, I have to stay. She don't know why. It's because I told my friends I'm going to Miami. So I get back to my grandmother's house. My Uncle Richie, he tells my Uncle Anthony, he says, yo, you won't believe what this boy told me. Pardon. You won't believe what this boy told me. He says, what? Tell me F off and bomb. He said, what? He sat on me. I'm screaming, Grandma, Grandma. Grandma came in the room. Anthony, get off of that child. Anthony says to his mother, Ma, he don't have no manners. He said, what did he do? He told Richie to F off. She says, what? Sit on his ass. So that day, I knew my life changed. I didn't have nobody to help me. Right. So I had to fall in line. And I give thanks for that upbringing because, you know, when I was young, I wanted to be a gangster. I live in Spanish Town. I idolize rude boys, you know. Mm-hmm. That was just a thing. I like the shoes they wear. I like the style. I just like being around the rude boys. So my focus wasn't correct. Mm-hmm. So when I came to America, my grandmother and my uncles, they put me in line. My brothers were happy that I'm under some kind of guidance, that I wasn't running wild in Spanish Town. So then that happened, and then that's kind of how I transitioned, just knowing that it's my only way. And, you know, at some point, you know, I just couldn't tell my friends I'm coming back to Jamaica.
Right, no, facts. We had a conversation earlier that was about the Olympic mindset. We spoke to two Olympians who kind of said, you know, you have to have respect and excellence and discipline. And, you know, talk to me about the things and the traits that you are now able to hone, apart from the skills that you are now going to transfer into being an entrepreneur, a founder.
Well, growing up in that household and growing up with my brothers like they are, and you know, when I was a young boy, my brother Steven took good care of me. Like he had a job. I didn't have a job. I mean, he was a musician. So when I didn't have bus fare, it was my brother Steven that used to give me money to go home, you know. Sometimes I go with the family up to Mama Rita's house to spend the weekend. But most of the time it's Steven that was taking care of me because he had his own job from early. So I learned about that early responsibility because Stephen and Ziggy, and Sidella and Sharon, the melody makers, they were being very responsible from a very young age. And my sister Sadella, you know, my father, he passed away in 1981. From that point on, it's been us, the children, that's been taking care of the family business and the legacy. We were starting with Ziggy and Sadella, the eldest. We don't have anybody else. There's no one else above us. That's it. There's brothers and sisters and Mama Rita. So learning from that, then my grandmother now instilling the teachings of Rastafari,
Yes.
the Bible, you know, Orthodox, you know, started it in Jamaica still, the Orthodox Church, and learning these things and understanding that, you know, life is more than just being someone's child. You have to become one day someone yourself, and that's not just something that's fall out of the sky and fall on you like rain. That's something you have to practice and learn and do over and over and over again. So the discipline started there, and I realized that in America, the system, you know, they always talk to you about going through school and all these things. So I went to school to play football. I wasn't really into education that much. I wasn't focused on that because I can't do both. I can't be a champion football player and be a champion student.
Like, nah. Pick your struggle. Pick the struggle.
I got to do one after. I got to, you know, take my time. So I commend just, you know, even just being Jamaican, you know, the discipline in the household, just naturally, and certain things that you become, being a Caribbean, you know, being from the Caribs. So love that, and that's part of what was the stitching, you know.
Nice. You found Marley Coffee. And I mean, there's so many options. You can go into so many different things. You know, we're talking about fintech. But you decide, all right, the first thing that you, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, if you tried other things, but then you land on Marley Coffee. Did you try other things before? Did you have that, boy, I tried entrepreneurship, it failed here, but
you know,
I found the right one?
Okay, my first thing was, when I was in college, 1995, I wanted to play in the NFL. I played American football. I ended up not being able, I wasn't eligible to go to the NFL because I had a son that was born in Haiti. So I flew to Haiti right after my football game, January 1st. He was born on the 5th. I wasn't able to call back and tell the school that I wasn't coming back for my senior year. So I wasn't eligible because I didn't meet the timelines. So when they told me that, I told them I retire. I'm done. I said, yeah. They told me no exceptions to the rule. I said, no more football. So I called my brothers and I said, yo, listen, man, I'm done with this football thing. I'm coming on the road. And my first job was like being a roadie. And I always used to listen to my brothers complain about their musicians. Oh, you do this, you do. So I wanted to be a drummer. So then I complained about his manager. I wanted to be his manager. So I started like that, you know. And then on the tour, I met Miss Lauryn Hill.
Yes.
And I ended up like, had to leave my brothers because she's pregnant. So I told my brothers, listen, I got to go with this woman to go help her with this child, because she don't know nothing about children. So I got to go there just for that purpose, so she can keep her career going.
Because you gotta help her out.
I got to go be daddy, you know. So while I was there, one day the lady said to me, you know, what do you do? I said, what do you mean what I do? I take care of these children. What do you mean what I do? She said, I said, use Miss Lauryn Hill. You're making all the money. I have my little money where I can survive and deal with my family. You do that. I stay home. You know? Right. She says, no. You have to do something, man. I said, yeah, true. And at the time, I really wanted to play. I want to be an athlete. She don't know what I want to be an athlete. I want to play soccer. I want to play for Jamaica, all these things. So I said, all right. There was like a $200,000 situation that from a publishing deal that came to me. So one of my Rastafari brethren, he said, yo, there's a piece of land in Jamaica that it belongs in the Marley family. I said, yeah? I said, how much it costs? He said, $200,000. I said, well, I can entertain that. That's all the money I had, you know. Right. So I go down there, I go to Jamaica. These people don't know me from Adam because, they don't know nothing about me. They never heard of me. Right. And this is a place called Chepstow in Portland, way up in the mountains. So I'm saying, all right, cool, nice. I take the journey. I go on the property now, and I'm like, wow, I see a lot of seedlings. I see a lot of this. I see a lot of that. Maybe I can make mango juice. Maybe I can make pineapple juice. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can do that. Then he takes me to see the river. When I see the river, I said, come on. In my mind, I'm like, this can't be for sale. Ain't no man in Jamaica that look like me own nothing like this. I turned around and told the guy, I said, he was he's an English British man, so you know what he looked like. I turned around and looked at the man and said, yo, I want it. He says, yeah? Well, it's yours. I said, okay. So we walking back now to go see Lot B. So in my mind, I'm saying, wait a minute, what did I just do? I just commit all my money. I don't even know what I'm going to do with this land. It's all...
Well, I was going to ask if you had a plan. I
didn't have a plan. I just know that this belongs to me. And I want this. So I'm going to figure the plan out now when I'm walking back. So the community, the guy before, he was trying something and it never worked out. So he owed the community wages. So everyone heard that he's on the land. So they all came there. So the farmers, they're farmers. So they're walking around with machetes, you know. So me see them now, I said, Jesus Christ.
What I get myself into.
What is now in my mind? But I can't let them know how I'm thinking. I'm Bob's son, so I got to be, you know, Bob's son in this. So I got to, yes, and thing. So the man said, he said, I want you to meet the new owner. This is Rohan Marley, one of Bob Marley's sons. I said, yes. In my mind, I said, what am I going to say no? So I stood up, you know, I said, all right. I said, you know, big man, you know. I said, let me ask you something. What is this community known for? He said, coffee. I said, I said, coffee? I said, coffee like oil? He said, yes, Mr. Marley, coffee like oil. So because they say the community, I feel like they're living up there, you know. So I said, let me ask you a question. What's on my property? He says, coffee, Mr. Marley, Blue Mountain coffee. I said, you know anything about coffee? They said, yes, Mr. Marley, we've been farming coffee all our lives. And I said, well, all right, we're in the coffee business.
All right. All right. So imagine you are trying to find a plan on your way back, but there's something, I mean, even though we're laughing, there's something very profound about that moment that sometimes you have to ask the people. Because who know the place more than the people?
And to your point, so I'm thinking to myself, the man says to me, when I said that, he says, if I were you, I wouldn't hire this guy. So I'm looking at him, I'm like, wait a minute, the guy he's telling me I shouldn't hire, his property line, his 1 acre is right here. I have 52 acres, right? From his 1 acre is here, my 52 acres, all that over there. But I'm also way over there in New Jersey. So he can stand on his 1 acre and the other 52 acre of mine like this while I'm in America. So I'm like, wait a minute. In my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. This ain't my land. This is just, I have access to this land. This land belongs to the community. Huh. And I said, so how is this going to work? I say to the guy, I said, let me ask you something. Why is this man calling you a thief? He said, well, Mr. Marley, when we would be hungry, we pick a mango off the tree, we do that, we eat this, we eat that. He says, we're stealing from him. I said, stealing from him? I said, well, anyway, how many mango trees on this property? 300. How many this? I said, well, guess what? I only eat 1 mango a week. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to take all the mangoes and everything, give it to the community, and we're going to make coffee the business. So that's how I was able to get into the community.
Yo, that is an insane story. And I don't think I've ever heard. And let me tell you, you know when you inspire when the AV guys are in the back clapping like, what? So you know, get into it. And, you know, you've heard people pitching. People have their ideas. You hear you have funding. There are pitfalls. There are things you don't anticipate. It's getting the right team. Talk to us about that moment where you realize, okay, coffee going to be it, but then how do we grow, expand, learn?
See, the reason I chose to come to this event, my brethren, Spraga Benz, that you guys know, he's the one that invited me here. He's the one that told me about this and said that it would be a great place for me to speak and talk about a little bit of my story. But what I've learned in life, in any business, you know, business is life and life is business. Financial literacy is the most important thing about anything, you know. So whether it's through tech, whether it's through trade, whether it's through just being a sales rep, a marketing, whatever you are, it's all about financial literacy because there's an exchange that happens in regards to the monetary side of things. And being here at FinTech, it's important that we, the Caribbean people, get more involved in the financial literacy program and all these great things that I'm hearing, you know. So I feel like this is very, very, very important that business-minded people, entrepreneurs, people with dreams and aspiration to come here and learn and mingle with the ones that, because I've met some great business women and men here and people that are interested in doing things with people in general. So these type of events are beautiful. And my takeaway, well, not my takeaway, but the thing that is like in the future, it's definitely financial literacy. You know what I mean? And that's what these things are for, you know, understanding money, because everything takes that to do that, because it starts with the vision, which is your vision, that's within your own iris, within your own consciousness. But it's what makes us gods, you know, because we can create. And that's what the gift of life is, to be a creator, whether it's you're creating just a garment or whatever it is. But the other side to that now is how to manifest that towards how to make your vision a reality and take that vision to others. And you're going to need that, you know, like the investment group, like some people talk about strategic partners, very important, as well as silent, whatever you need. But you need people that believe in you. It's more than just taking money from someone. You need someone that's going to believe in you. Because let me tell you this, there's no startup that's ever going to be successful unless you won the lottery. It's going to take you 5 years. So you better have the resources to withstand that journey. It's a 5-year journey. So there ain't no startup here that you're just going to be like, yay! No. It's a lot of tears, a lot of pain, a lot of no's, and a lot of, you know, we talk about being Bob Marley's son. You know what Bob Marley's son is?
That was my question.
Bob Marley's son is this. Yes, Rohan, we love your father so much. He has done so good to the world. Come on inside. We owe you a conversation. Now, what do you have?
That was going to be my question, because there are a lot of assumptions as well, right? And I wanted to ask, you know, just honestly and openly, there are people who might feel because you have a Marley name, then, you know, the road line with gold and everybody just say yes.
You know what they do? You know what they do? I'm going through a situation in Jamaica right now. I have a Jeep that I given to a company to utilize for the farm, and the guy had a fender bender. And the fender bender, the lady came out of the car and said, oh my God, this always happens to me in the rain. I had a sudden stop, such and such and such. When the lady saw my name on the vehicle, the lady went and got a certified, she never went to the hospital, nothing happened to the lady. The insurance gave her everything she wanted, but she turned around and sued me for future blase, stress and such. So the Marley name is beautiful when you come to the concert.
Yes.
But everything else, no, that's not me. I'm not going. No, don't put the name in don't put the car in my name, please. No.
No, absolutely. And what about the challenges? The fact that people might think it's easy. Everything is easy for you.
You know, like you can speak to Carlos Spraga Benz about the challenges as being a musician, you know? So nothing's easy. Is really a legacy that, you know, your forefathers bring before you, and they build a foundation, and you as a child or a member of the movement have the responsibility to carry that on and take that to further stages. So the challenges are the challenges like everyone else, everyone daily life. What you do have is a legacy and something that you can build upon, and something that was instilled in you from a child. And those are the teachings of Rastafari. And those teachings are what builds your morality. So if you can do things with morals and truth, ethics. That's the challenge, is doing things that are truthful, and don't be a crook and a thief.
And keep
those are the challenges in life. Don't be a bad person.
Thank you. And it's something that we have spoken about in terms of, even as we're using fintech. And I think I heard Spraga Ben say it. I heard Spraga say it last night at the Whitehall party, where he said, it's awesome to be here in fintech, and we understand the advancements in technology and how technology drives. But he said, don't take advantage of the people. Don't take advantage of the community. You have a duty. to serve your community with integrity and dignity and trust. And I appreciate that that's a part of the conversation. But you didn't just stop there.
And I would consider that sustainability. Yes, ma'am, what'd you say?
No, go ahead. No.
I was saying all those things is what is sustainability, because we're given this life to sustain life, not just your own life, but others' life, people of the human race. So when we consider ourselves a part of this humanity, we're always here for each other, you know. So the greatest thing in life is that when you can do, and just keep doing more, you know, and just give thanks for the present moment that you're in, because the greatest gift to life is right now, is the present.
Absolutely. We're at a fintech conference. It's the largest global fintech conference in the Caribbean. You're doing Marley Coffee, but then you also have Lion Order, which is the cannabis hemp lifestyle brand. Does fintech play a part in terms of driving those businesses or technology?
Absolutely. Fintech plays a major part in just business in general. And being here, there's, the industry, the cannabis industry is growing large all over globally. And, everything right now is communication, and to talk to me in this place, that place, you need technology. And and technology now, communication is all about conversion, So fintech does play a part in that, to really tap the Caribbean, tap the Latin Caribbean culture. And one thing we have to also remember, we're here in Barbados, and Barbados is the first stop when you talk about the channel of life. And from Africa, the channel of life, the United States, we're all Americas. This is the Americas. The entire Caribbean region is Latin America, the Meridians. This is America. The first people in these places are called the Olmecs. So we have to know that we're not a slave country. They came and enslaved us because we were already here. But this is places of kings and queens and princes and princesses. All of this region here, the entire region. So this is the bloodline of the origin of the people. And it started right through this the Barbados system here, going all over the world, So remember that. This place is our first. No matter the size.
Yeah.
So we give thanks for fintech for having us, and we're running out of time, right?
No, absolutely.
Oh,
but I mean, I love a speaker who actually pays attention to the time. What are your plans? Like, where do you see like Marley Coffee? Where do you see Lion Order? Do you have like where your big dreams?
My plans right now, really revitalizing Marley Coffee, because I just recreated the Marley Coffee for the Caribbean in Jamaica with my partners. So I'm hoping to like grow our business relationship through the Caribbean, through Latin America in general. I have a little hotel that I started up in the COVID time. It's Rohan Marley Beach House in Mexico. I hope that I keep on doing the things I love to do. I keep on manifesting myself in truth and doing business my way, no other way, on my time, no other time, and doing what I want to do over and over again.
Beautiful. One word to describe Rohan Marley. One word. One word.
Rastafari.
Rastafari. Fix24, put your hands together for the one and the only Rohan Marley.